It's a time for members to share with you something they have read that inspires them. And if you'd like to do a 2-minute reading, please sign up at the sign-up sheet on the back over there by the plant. And our sharing today comes from Delphine.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm going to share with you a column that Dr. Ken Gordon and a story he told about his wife. This happened about 6 years ago in June 2019 was when he wrote this column, Live Above the Line. I think for those of us who are not so tech savvy, we probably can relate. I started laughing when I read this one because I could relate to it so easily. Anyway, both of them were working in their offices at home, and he was downstairs in his office and she was upstairs in the office. Then all of a sudden he heard a big scream from upstairs. He ran upstairs to find Dr. Deb, as we called her, in her office, totally shocked. She was staring at a blank screen on her computer. She had been working on several things on her computer when all of a sudden her old file, and she heard a click and everything went black. He found her to be on the verge of tears, panicking, and was saying to him, "My whole life is in there. What am I going to do? It can't be broken. It would have given me a sign." Poof! And out everything went. Anyway, he said to her, "Don't worry, I'll call our friend Tom." So he went downstairs, he called Tom, and Tom says, "Did you check the power cord?" Okay. "I'm sure all of your information can be retrieved." So Dr. King was a little bit doubtful, so he went back upstairs. He checked to see if the power cord had been disconnected. Sure enough, it was. And as soon as he plugged it in, it turned back on. And now I'm going to quote from him with the rest of the reading. He says, "As soon as it was plugged in, it turned back on. Its only problem was that it was disconnected. Nurturing," and I quote him now, "nurturing and empowering consciousness is the same. It depends on being in connection with a power source. And just like electricity, that source is always there. Plugging in is an option." And he quotes Delmer in 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. He says that he has a simple model for living consciously and nurturing consciousness. He tells us to picture a simple, horizontal black line running across a page. Above the line is when we're living consciously. That is where we're open and curious about what's happening inside and outside of us. What appears to be above the line is our primary commitment, and that is to learning. And what appears below the line, he goes on, displays that we're living unconsciously. When we're being closed, separate, and defensive, below the line, our commitment is being right. And he says, Reverend C.C. Caltrin puts it this way: as individuals and as a community, nation or planet, living a conscious spiritual life means both that at every point of choice, we take the high road and we begin to recognize when we don't. And no matter how many times we step over into the less than 100% perfect self-responsibility, many times he says that it's never too late to change direction towards higher ground. We can learn to stop defining ourselves by the things we've done poorly and instead awaken to the panorama inside ourselves. And so the call to empowering and nurturing our consciousness is to remember to check to see if we're connected. Are we above the line or below it? Are we using the source of light, or is the source or the light and the light using us? End of quote. Thank you very much.